This is the second part of the object-oriented concepts in C#. Here we will be discussing about inheritance, abstract classes, sealed classes, and polymorphism. Inheritance. Inheritance is the idea that one class, called a subclass, can be based on another class called a base class. Inheritance provides a mechanism for creating hierarchies of objects. The derived class, also known as the child class or subclass, inherits the functionality of the base class, also known as the parent class or superclass. Normal base classes may be initiated themselves or inherited. Derived classes can be inherited base class members marked with protected or great access. The derived class is specialized to provide more functionality in addition to what its base class provides. Inheriting base class members is derived class is not mandatory. The base keyword is used to access the members of the base class from within a derived class. The base access the members of the base class as well as this keyword is used to refer the current object for which a method is called. This is a simple class diagram explaining the inheritance concept. Here, the vehicle class acts as the base class, and the truck and race car classes are derived classes. You can see the truck and race car classes is being inherited by the vehicle class, creating a derived class. The syntax for declaring a derived class is similar to that for any other standard class. To specify the base class to inherit from, its name is appended to the subclass declaration separated by a colon as follows. This is a simple example of inheritance. The vehicle class is the base class and the race car class is the derived class. Notice there is a semicolon between the derived class and the vehicle class, which is the base class. The semicolon represents that the race car class is being inherited by the vehicle class. Now let's see inheritance in action. This is our vehicle class. It's also our base class. It has three variables: color, horsepower, and number of seats. And it has a getInfo method. This method is used to print the color, horsepower, and number of seats of a vehicle class. Here is our race car class. Notice that it has been inherited by the vehicle class. This has a more specialized variable called nitro, and notice that it has another variable called number of seats. Notice that the number of seats variable is being declared in the base class. The reason why I did this was to demonstrate the functionality of this keyword. In the race car class, I have override the getInfo method of the base class. And within the getInfo method in the race car class, I have called the getInfo method of the base class. I have done this by using the base keyword. This is another class called truck. Also, it has been inherited by the vehicle class. It has a specialized variable called the trailer, and also it has the number of seats variable. The reason why I did this the same. You can see I have overridden the getInfo method of the base class, and also within that method I have called the base class getInfo method. What I am doing in this example is I have created a vehicle class object called V, and I am calling its getInfo method vehicle class is the base class, and I'm calling the base class getInfo method. Also, I have created an object of the race car class, and also I'm calling the getInfo method of that object. Also, I have created another object of the truck class, and also I have called the getInfo method. Now let's see what happened when I compile this class. This is the compiled output. These first three rows represents the output of the getInfo method of the base class, and these 5 rows represents the getInfo method call of the race car class, and these 5 rows represents the output of the getInfo method of the truck class. The base class constructors can be called from the derived class. To call a base class constructor, use the base constructor reference. This is desirable when it's necessary to initialize a base class appropriately. Here are some more tips regarding inheritance. If you are not sure overriding a virtual method of a base class in derived class, you can use the base class method by using base keyword in derived class. Also, when you create an instance of a derived class, it will call the derived class method, and you will only be able to access base class method when you will create instance of base class. You can decrease the access level of a method in derived class when you are overriding a base class method in derived class, but vice versa is possible. This means you can make protected method of base class to public in derived class.